King Clancy the Devil, that's a terrorist who terrorizes me with remote neural monitoring technology, and I'm not the only one around the planet. That's what it is, and he's been terrorizing me every day. And if you go back a month, 6 months, a year, every day, all day long, I've been tortured by this monstrosity of an evil fucking shit thing. Anyways, so what are we talking about? We're talking about houseflies today. Because people who are too stupid are considered houseflies by me. Because I watched houseflies last summer. And even when I sprayed their friends with Raid and they drop dead and they're spinning around, they spin around before they die, other houseflies are too stupid to realize other things of their species have just flown into a cloud of Raid and died. Houseflies are stupid. Rats, we're told, are much more smart. And if one of them dies from rat poison, then the rest of them are very reluctant to eat any food that has got anything to do with the smell of rat poison near it. So mice adapt. Houseflies don't. Rats are mammals. Houseflies are insects. Who is smarter? Rats and mice, or houseflies? The rat. So, why don't you act like a rat and learn by watching what's going on with all the other rats? And when some rat dies, especially focus attention on what exactly was the situation leading up to that particular rat dying. Because if you learn why that damn rat died, then you can figure out, if you're a rat, how to take advantage of that. And as you study, the rat enclosure, you learn to study the patterns of rats. And that's, what's done. And over your lifetime, people continue to remind you that they made a movie about this called King Rat. I don't know, maybe 1960. King Rat is not watch the movie, but the synopsis is a group of prison inmates who are prisoners, but who somehow make the arrangements to get stuff that the other prisoners want. And it's just buy and sell, trade, barter, whatever. But the King Rat people are the king of the hill in the prison camp. And when you're a prisoner, well, any small trinkets can make a huge difference in your, what would you call it, quality of life? And when you're King Rat, well, I don't know. What are you really going to get? If you're lucky, you're going to get cigarettes and, I don't know, a piece of cake. I always say in prison movies it's mostly cigarettes, the tradables, but I don't know what else they could get in there. But King Rat is basically about, well, looking to see what those other prisoners want and getting it to them and making a profit at it. And you get really good at it, and the next thing you know is like you're the richest prisoner in the prison camp, and you become called King Rat. At the end of the war, when the prisoners are freed from the prison camp, what happens to King Rat? Well, King Rat goes from being the big fish in a small pond to being, one of 8 billion people. It's just that with a captive market, King Rats are king of the rats. 'Rats. 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 ' And that is the capitalist nightmare that has been created over generations here on planet Earth. Because planet Earth is prison planet, according to Alex Jones. So we are on a prison planet. The whole planet is a prison thing. And we have a king rat scenario where we have a number of unbelievable rich people called the 1% who were rich generations before you and I were born. What chance do we have on a planet ruled by bloodlines of the Illuminati who might go back down, I don't know, as far as the devil, as far as where they're getting their information from? Why is that? Well, I don't know who's the devil. I don't know. It's just, devilish ways. Anyways, the whole idea again and again is from Kurt Russell when he made Escape from New York and Escape from LA. Now we're calling it Escape from the Matrix. Well, I don't know. Kurt Russell in consciousness is, and I'm going to see if I can call him. You got to call through your heart chakra because this is how you make phone calls by telepathy to people through your heart chakra. Because, anyways, the heart chakra says Kurt Russell is not taking calls. That's as far as I can go by telepathy. No, there's no information about when he would take calls or who he takes calls from. It's just, yes, it's identified as Bobby Burrows, Lightworker, and Starseed. He still says, I'm not interested. Targeted individual, electronically harassed person. Kurt Russell says, not interested. The computer wore tennis shoes. He says, I don't care. Okay, we're going to make a sequel to your one sequel. I don't know. Escape from... No, he says, I don't want to do Escape from any other places. How about Escape from the Matrix, Kurt Russell? Well, you don't have to hold your hand on there. But it's just sort of like, to see if they're. Because it's the only way you're going to get it to do it. Because that's what we were taught by a spiritual teacher, Joel S. Goldsmith, an American from around 1965. Because I was listening to his YouTube video, and that's what he talked about. You wouldn't know that way back in 1960, there were spiritual people that knew how to do telepathic calls. Joel Goldsmith, the spiritual teacher, told us. It was like 1960, that was before I was born. And they knew how to do telepathy. How come they don't teach that in kindergarten? Really? Why don't they teach kids? You want to talk by telepathy to mom? You just put your hand on your heart and say, Mom, are you available to talk to me by telepathy? And you either get a connection or not. Anyway, Kurt Russell is, I don't know, he's on the line and he's still listening. I'm just going to leave you on the line then. I don't know, Kurt. Anyways, what else did we want to talk about? Well, we were telling you how to do telepathic phone calls, and so far, the only people that I'm doing telepathic... Okay, these two guys sit on my desk. And they look at King Clancy, the terrorist, and they look at Brent Beeson, the terrorist, and they look at every other terrorist that's associated with those guys, and they continually look at them with those looks. Because Those guys are not happy with the devils. This guy. This guy in the blue here. This blue guy here. This blue guy here. One of the voices that comes through me is belonging to that guy. I don't know if it's the official voice of that guy, but that guy says, "Well, you're going to say that I belong to." Anyway, I don't. He's not making the voice right now, but at some point you might see a voice that's kind of odd, And that other guy, this guy that just keeps looking, he doesn't talk yet. No, he just looks at these devils and he says, he doesn't say anything, just that look. But, this guy, the blue guy, I don't know, he doesn't want to talk right now. And then on that side is Dora the Explorer. So those are these ones. And on this side, we got the cowboy and we got the minion kid. And then we've got I don't know what her name is. And then it looks like a relative of Gumby. The Minion Kid is very important for me because Brent Beeson is a child killer. The terrorist who terrorizes me with remote neural monitoring has gone to great detail to express how much he enjoys killing children. So, I don't know, it's been 6 years with these devils. These are real devils, these are real people, and they have real intent. Because if you watch any of my videos, they torture me all fucking day long. Brent Beeson he's from They Live. Those monsters from They Live, Brent Beeson is a person who is just like that. A heartless, cruel, proud to be as steel as a knife. Sharp steel knife. But he's a coward because, he plays all the World of Warcraft and he gets this really tough personality. But, Brent Beeson won't show up in Thunder Bay, where I am, ever. Because he's a chicken shit, hiding behind all this technology to do, what he wants to do. But 101, you won't come to Thunder Bay, and you got to figure if they got this technology, they got zillions of dollars. So there's no reason why they can't come to Thunder Bay. And really, Brent Beeson multiple times tried to kill me, so why don't they send a hitman to kill me if they want me dead so much? The answer is they're not able to. Because some weird shit happens. It's like one point or another, various days where they can put on a massive attack on me to try and kill me. And other days, I go to the grocery store. And they still give me a hard time in the grocery store. But, Brent Beeson many times has said, when you go into the Safeway, in the middle of the Safeway aisle, I'm going to cause you to have a massive heart attack. I'm going to kill you right there, and you're going to do the herky-jerky crazy chicken right in there. And then we go in there, and I say, okay, I'm here, Brent. What are you going to do? And nothing happens. And I say, Brent, what's going on? Over and over and over again. So, it's just that the terrorists have boundaries. And sometimes they're allowed to attempt to kill me. And other times, like at grocery stores and in public places, they're not allowed. And what's really strange is that, I'll be, being tortured and talking with the devils because, it's synthetic telepathy that they use. Synthetic telepathy is electronic telepathy, voice to skull. You can look that up. Anyways, we were talking about, these guys. And because Brent Beeson is a child killer, this child minion here, well, the minions are not pleased with Brent Beeson wanting to kill baby I'm not kidding you. You can look after video. Go back a month, go back 2 months, go back 3 months, go back 6 months. Every single video, I have been attacked by this fucking shit. 6 years. Remote neural monitoring torture machine. And I can't explain why they're allowed to get close to killing me at some occasions, and other times, like in Safeway, they're not allowed to. And I can't explain why in the middle of, them giving me a hard time and me talking to them, because I do talk out loud when I'm talking back to them. And in the middle of me talking, if something important is going on with other people around me, I'll be like really angry about being beaten up, and then somebody else will walk by that's not related to the terrorists and what's going on with remote neural monitoring, and then from time to time I'll be given to talk to them as if I'm not being remote neural monitored at that moment whatsoever. It's like I'm a perfectly normal person, not attacked. One time I was at the Royalton Hotel, karaoke night, and I was outside having a smoke with my friends, and I don't know, this older gentleman walked out of the bar. He had long gray hair. And I don't know, I just turned around. I didn't even know anything about it. And I just offered the guy, would you like a smoke, sir? He said, no, thank you. And he walked on by. And my friend, who's Aboriginal, said, do you know who that guy was? That was the Grand Chief. You just offered tobacco to the Grand Chief. I don't know, that's apparently, that's a very polite thing to do. It's a very respectful thing to do, and I didn't even know that was the Grand Chief. What does it mean? It's just the strange life I lead. Because the Spirit knows all these other people, and the Spirit allows these people that are torturing me to torture me. Does it seem strange that the Spirit, why is the Spirit allowing Bobby Burrows to be tortured? God allows me to be tortured. Why? Because all of you motherfuckers are being put to the test. What do you do when someone you know is clearly being tortured? What do you all do? And your reactions to somebody being tortured by remote neural monitoring, remote control, everybody is being looked at. People who are adults are being looked at by everyone. How do you react when a civilian is being attacked by military technology for years? What is your reaction to that person? Because they want to find out if you're naughty or nice. Are you going to make the grade to go to fifth dimensional Earth or not? You're always being checked every day. And if you're a devil to other people, whatever, then you're not going, period. So there's been a long lead up to whenever we go to this new dimensional Earth. And the people that are evil that are attacking me ain't going. And over and over and over again, I don't know, for a long time, I've been telling the same story. The same story is always the same story. The people that are torturing me are bait for an enormous sting operation. Multiple stings are going on around the planet. Zillions of stings, why don't we say, everywhere in every town and city. Sting, sting, sting. Everybody knows the sting. It's like you're allowed to get away with murder kind of thing. Well, pretty much. With me, multiple murder attempts where I felt like I was I'm dead now. This feels like, a massive heart attack or horrible things. But I'm still here. And the reaction of other people is being judged. This sting is on to see not just if you're a criminal or not, but are you a decent person? Do you have an open heart? If you don't, then you're not coming to 5D Earth. I am not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Either people hit 540 on the scale of human consciousness and have an open heart and they're lovable, loving people, or whoever you are, if you're not that, you're not coming. There ain't another option. Because if you ain't coming, then you've decided to die. Ascend or die. Ascend on the scale of human consciousness. Go look it up. It's freely available. The scale of human consciousness. You got to look at it. It's not a hard chart to understand at all. Simply, you got to come to a full and complete understanding that 540 is where you need to be. Then you're going to say, where am I? Then I'm going to say, well, you need to do some homework on how to figure out where you are on the scale of human consciousness, don't you? So get those books cracking. Scale of human consciousness. You punch it into Google and you see what you get. There's lots there. Click away. See what you get. I don't know. Brent Beeson, the devil, continues to think that you people are so stupid that in a step-by-step manner, I need to tell you. Take your mouse, put your cursor into the search bar of the Google. Oh, you got to open your browser first, and then and then go to your keyboard and type in scale of human consciousness, and then hit go. And whatever you get in the page, anything blue, you can click on that. Did you need all those instructions on how to search for the scale of human consciousness? Or when you hear the word scale of human consciousness, do you immediately think in your head, well, I could look that one up, or I don't need that one? Survey time. Would you prefer me to say scale of human consciousness and then move on to the next topic? Or would you prefer me to tell you go to Google and type in scale of human consciousness and then hit go and then look at all the stuff underneath there and click on the blue links? I do have a point, because under remote neural monitoring, Brent Beeson, the devil, is incredibly verbose. That means using too many words, too wordy, flowery languaging. Forever. All day long, every day. It's a torment. And that's why it's designed to be on all the time, to torment you. It's to torture you. Myriads of different ways, including that. Anyways, remote neural monitoring, you can go look it up. I don't know how much is available on the internet. It's a new name. But you should be able to find some stuff. Because you need to come to a full and complete understanding of what this technology is. Because this technology is the technology that is going to be used against you. Because there's 42,000 Elon Musk satellites up there. What are they really for? They're really for whatever I said, that other thing, remote monitoring, that thing, electronic, whatever it was, I told you. Should have wrote, I can't help you out. I saw a demonic attack by that fucking shit thing that's up there, bounced off those fucking satellites. Anyways, as far as I can tell, that would be how they could do it. I don't know how many other formats they have. I don't keep up with, the Pentagon doesn't tell you every year what they spent the $3 trillion on, did they? No. So you don't know what all this. Anyways, they have it. And I remember in 1990, Clint Eastwood made a movie called Firefox, where he flew a Russian jet mind only. He did. You saw that movie? Well, go back and look. It was 30 years ago. And they're talking about that technology in Hollywood. So don't tell me it doesn't exist. It does. What else did they tell you in Hollywood? They told you in the last Star Wars movie, no more meat eating on planet Earth, because Chewbacca was shown to be a devil when he killed Porgy and ate Porgy, who was a sentient bird that he was supposed to be protecting. Instead, he killed it and ate it. So bad on Chewbacca, but the takeaway lesson is no more meat eating, period.